given you all the Hillshire Farm cookbook, and we've made some recipes out of this, and we've even tried them beforehand. That's always a good point for you to know.
And mine is so easy, I don't even think I have to measure anything. It's open a bunch of cans.
If I'm not careful, I'll be using an SOS pad with this.
Okay. And now the recipe calls for the Hillshire, oh no, that's yours. That's your recipe. This is mine. The recipe calls for turkey smoked sausage. But I wanted to bring something to show you that you may not know we have. And this is a chicken sausage. The brand name of it is Al Fresco, and it's an Italian style. And it's actually just got like red and green peppers in it, and a little bit of fennel seed and black pepper, and that's about all that's in it. It's pre-cooked. And this had, you know, we were looking at the Nouvelle scores, this actually had about the highest score in that whole sausage section. It was a 20. And I had tried it in Knoxville because
She's
the girl.
gonna brag about
well, I
hers
mean, you
being
know,
a
but
20.
I had never had it before, and it has that Italian seasoning in it. And I think there's another flavor that has like maple syrup in it that would probably be good for breakfast, breakfast sausage.
I think that's riddle. I'm thinking that's one to try right there.
So, and it says a whole package, but really this recipe, you could do it without any meat at all, because you've got 3 cans of beans in it and you've got the canned corn and the tomatoes. You could do it with a ground beef if you wanted to. I think if you ever make a taco soup, that's probably what you would use, would be ground beef. But this is so good and it has so much flavor in it, and I don't really think you need any kind of meat in it at all. But what I'm doing is I'm just using a half a package, because when I made this over the weekend, I used two links, and now I'm using 2 more links. And what I'm going to do is just saute the onion a little bit. Is this one already hot? And this is my soup pot from home. It's an old pressure cooker bottom, but it's a perfect soup pot. So it says, what, about a half an onion, medium onion chopped, and then this cutting board is huge. I don't know if you can see the inside of that sausage. It's got like the little red and green specks. It's just the red and green pepper in it. And it does have fennel. One of the ladies said, she said, well, she won't like it because it's got fennel seed in it. So when you get your sample, just avoid the piece of sausage. And this is fully cooked. So when you cook this, if you were to cook this to warm it up in a skillet, you won't have any fat drippings in it at all. But when we were in Knoxville a couple weeks ago, we had a big food show down there, and one of the ladies who was doing a demonstration used this in a pasta recipe, and I'd never tried it before, and I really liked it, so that's why I wanted to bring it today. Is that my wooden spoon?
That's what we were just arguing about.
That's my wooden spoon. I brought that from home.
We appreciate your wooden spoon.
Yeah. I'll wash the wooden spoon.
Well, I don't care that you use it, but I need something else in to stir. Well, if it's not silicone, it might melt in here, but we won't leave it in here. You know, when you're cooking in someone else's kitchen, you kind of don't know what all we have, so I kind of wanted to bring a few things. I'll turn this up a little bit. Yeah. I need to tattoo it, I guess. Okay, so I just want to get this onion a little bit cooked and brown that sausage a little bit. So let me talk about my trade-ups that I did. Now I too use the no salt added corn, 91. And now you think that a canned bean is a canned bean is a canned bean, but when you look at the Nouvelle scores of these, you will be surprised at the different ranges. Did she finish with my wooden spoon?
Yes, I stole it.
Oh, you're using it, okay. Next time I'll bring 2 or 3.
It's
Yeah, well,
300 at home.
well, yeah, I have several. Okay. Okay. Now on the Nouvelle scores on these canned beans, the black beans, the only two that I found in the store was the Food Club and the Bushes. Food Club was a 50, the Bushes was a 53, so I got the Bushes. The kidney beans. They range from, there was a 43, a 48, a 58, and a 59. So that's a big difference from 43 to 59. Now I didn't read the labels on them. I would guess, wouldn't you, Jessica, that it probably had more salt in it?
Yes.
As far as the canned beans, that's probably what's going to make the difference in the scores for that. Now the pinto beans, I just saw something for the first time. I had not noticed it. I've never seen a reduced sodium pinto. And now they ranged, the Lux that had seasoned with pork, that was a 39, and then it went up to a 50, another was a 53, a 58, and this reduced sodium one was a 74. So that's a big difference from a 39 to a 74. And you don't need the one seasoned with pork or with all the extra salt in it because you're putting other things in here for their flavor. Okay, it's getting there. Okay, and then the sausage I talked about. Now the chicken stock, this is a real new item. It's called unsalted cooking stock. I know that's the one thing that you really are concerned about when you're using a canned chicken broth or stock or beef stock, is it's so high in sodium. This one did not have a Nouvelle score yet. But I will tell you that one of the other ones had like a 3, a Nouvelle score of 3, because it's basically salt and water. And it had 510 milligrams of sodium in it. This one only has 130 milligrams. So that's a big difference. So like I said, the Nouvelle score hadn't been scored yet, but I'm sure this will probably be more like a 10 or 12 or something like that. Now it's expensive. So if you don't want to pay $2.99 for this, then make sure that you're getting the low salt or lower salt on the other canned beans and corn. And then on the canned tomatoes, it just calls for diced tomatoes. But I was looking for one of the seasoned ones. You know, they have the chili seasoned ones or the Mexican seasoned one. And the closer I looked, and I saw there's a couple different brands that have a fire roasted tomato. And Food Club has a fire roasted one as well. But this one just has a little bit of garlic in it. And those tomatoes range from a 36 to a 44 to a 42, and this one was a 53. So all of these canned, I tried to get the higher Nouvelle score one. So I think this is probably cooked enough. Just want to brown, like I said, this chicken is fully cooked, or this chicken sausage, just we'll brown it a little bit. And then I have, it calls for 1 can, 14.5 ounces of chicken broth, but I'm just going to put in like 2/3 of this to start. And now this says after you put everything together, you should simmer it for about 15 minutes. And it's good, but you know, just like a lot of soups and chilies and stuff, it's better the second day. Is yours better the second day? Okay, so now I've got the 3 cans of beans, the 3 kinds of beans, and I have drained them. And now you know, any kind of canned vegetable, if you can't find a low salt or no salt added version, if you rinse them and drain them, you can get rid of about 40% of the sodium. And then this has canned corn in it as well. And I think I'll probably end up putting the rest of that stock in there. And then the tomatoes. Oh, that looks good. Now, when I made this at home, I didn't see the fire roasted one, so I'm anxious to try this one. Now, I think I'll need more stock in here. Okay, that's all there is to this recipe. The only chopping you did is you chopped up the onion, and you chopped up the sausage if you're going to use sausage. Taco seasoning, that's what makes it taco soup. And these scores range from 1 to 10, and this was the 10. The Taco Bell one was the 10.
Taco Bell is a 10.
You don't add your water? You add one?
That chicken stock.
Oh, you add, okay.
There's even a reduced sodium taco seasoning, and it was like a 2 or 3. So this was the highest score. It ranged from 1 to 10. And it's not a reduced sodium, but I'm not sure what makes it a 10 when the others are 2 or 3. Okay, sorry.